Welcome to Your Best Interviews. My name is Eric Smith. Thank you so much for spending the time here with me. I know that there's a lot of places you can go, so I do appreciate you spending it here with me. Today, what I want to talk about is just how to explain gaps in your work history in an interview. So I get this question a lot, and this is something that causes a lot of anxiety for a lot of people. Is just they're worried that if they leave a job without having the next job, that they're going to have to explain a work gap history. Or maybe somebody left the workforce for a long time, maybe to go stay at home with children, maybe it's to be with parents during an illness or something like that. And they left the workforce and now they're coming back to it. And they're not exactly sure how to explain that time away from gaining more experience or working in a corporate environment, whatever that is. First thing I would say is, get that out of your head. Work gap histories happen all the time. Companies are used to seeing it. Recruiters are used to seeing it. And you are not going to be eliminated because you have a work gap history. What I would recommend is make sure you're buttoned up as to your story behind why you have a work gap history, right? So if you left to be with your children, if you left to be with parents, if you left because of an illness, if you left because maybe it was better for your mental health, maybe you were in a really toxic environment and you needed to step away and really kind of reassess what's important to you and where you want to be spending your time. Whatever that is, craft your story and practice it. And then when they ask you that question, because you'll likely get asked it in the interview, is, hey, I noticed that there is a bit of a work history gap between this job and this job. Can you talk me through that? You just want to speak directly to the point. Explain as much as you're willing to, and then move on. And always kind of what I would recommend is be direct with it. So you don't want to go on and on. You don't want to make the story much bigger. They don't need full context. Just explain whatever that was for you. Maybe it was a toxic environment. Maybe it was to be with family. Maybe it was an illness. Whatever that is for you, explain that which caused me to take a break or to step away for a period. But then end it with, which leads me to now. Everything kind of has come together where I can get back into the workforce. I can rededicate myself into where I was spending time and growing my experience. And I think the time away has been really good for me to refocus and ensure that I'm spending it in the right place, which is why I really have been focusing here, and here, and which has led me to meeting with you because of this opportunity. So you're explaining what your work history gap is. I always say it's as big of a deal as you make it, right? So don't go on and on and on. Just explain there's a work history gap because of this. And then if there was things that you were doing in that work history, maybe it was you were doing more research, maybe you were taking courses or online classes or doing side projects that were, again, helping your experience and grow your skill set, and whatever that is, you can mention those things, make that part of your story, but then always end it with, which has led me to now. Things and circumstances has changed. I can rededicate myself into this workforce, and it's really been good for me because I can dig back in and really focus on what's important and where I can make the biggest impact, which is why I'm meeting with you today. So you're kind of ending it on a good note, on a high note, and it seems like it's very purpose-driven as to why you're in front of them versus just kind of randomly saying, I thought it was maybe time, and so I started applying, and here we are, right? You want to make sure that you are very deliberate about the time was right to get back into the workforce. You really spent time focusing and thinking about where you wanted to be spending your time to create more impact, which is why you're in front of them, because you feel like you can do that at their company and for them. So that's how I would explain that. Get out of your head. If you have a work gap history, that's okay. Everybody does in some way, shape, or form. Companies are used to seeing it. Recruiters are used to seeing it. The biggest thing that's going to help you overcome that question is just making sure that you have your story buttoned up, that you're very succinct in how you explain it, and that you end it on a really positive note with a clear intention of why you're jumping back into the workforce now, and why you're in front of them. And then move on. It's a simple question that can be overcome really quickly. And again, just remember, it's as big of a deal as you make it. So make your story to the point, why you took the gap, what you learned in the meantime, if you have something that you were really spending time and growing experience and skill set for. If not, leave it out, and just end it with very deliberate action as to why you're in front of them today, why you're rededicating yourself to get back into the workforce, and specifically with them, and how you can add impact for them. Then move on. All right, guys, hopefully this was helpful. Hit subscribe right now. I drop 2 videos every week, Monday and Wednesday. I also have a full website, a full video library. So if there's other questions you have around interview questions that are coming, or you're nervous about things, chances are I have a really good video that will help you. But I drop 2 videos every week, and it's all centered around advice that can help you in the interview process get the job that you really want. I also have a full comprehensive interview course. So if you're starting this process and you're really nervous, or, typically interviewing is not something that is a natural strength for you, check out the course. It's centered on all the advice that's going to help you improve your odds of moving forward at every step in the interview process. So check that out. Guys, thanks so much for spending the time with me. Share with others if this is helpful. Hit subscribe, comment. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.